All right, let me stop sharing for a while. Let me chat among you. Just okay, somebody's waiting now. Chaps. Okay. Uh, Apologies. Okay, guys. So the class is being recorded. Okay, the class is being recorded, guys, for our post-class reference or our post-training reference. Okay. If you know someone who's supposed to be here and is not here, please help me remind them. We have waited for very long, so they're not here. So let's begin. Let's begin at once. Okay, guys. So you're welcome back to our Power BI session. I bet, I promise, it's going to be a very rewarding one. It's going to be, I mean, if you follow through with the training, you're going to be very good at it. That you will despise Excel. In fact, you will despise a lot of other programs. Trust me, and it's actually very simple. To do data cleaning, for example, Microsoft Excel, you need to know how to write Excel formulas, do a lot of stuff. You can do a lot of data cleaning stuff on Microsoft Power BI without any formula, or let me say with very minimum formula, right? The only thing where I know you would most likely need formulas is when you are getting to the analysis phase, when you need to start writing your DAX codes. And don't worry, when you get there, it will be simplified. Just follow. That's what is very important right now. So we started this last week. Then I remember what we did. I introduced us to the general Microsoft Power BI interface. I talked about your data view, your data pane, starting from our report view, right? So I told you this is your canvas. This is where you build your report. When I say report, this is where you build your graphs, visualizations, and all. And then you can create pages. Can you see page one, page two? You can click plus to create pages, and you can delete pages. I showed you the visualizations. This is where you have the different types of graph that you can plot. Perhaps you want to plot column graph, bar graph, sunburst, funnel chart, tree map chart. Hey, I can keep going on and on and on. Like we have more than 20 different types of charts, and they all do different types of let me say they are best suited for different types of metrics, right? So, and then this is your data pane. This is where you see all the data that you have loaded. So in this training, for example, we have loaded 7 queries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, these are the 7 queries that we currently have. Okay, and then on top here you have your ribbon, right? Normally just the same way you have ribbon in Microsoft Excel. You have your home tab, you have your insert tab. This is where you can bring in shapes, text box, and all that. Your home tab, this is where you can bring data. Can you see this data, this group, everything you see here?
I can't see your screen.
Oh, I think you're the only one.
Okay, I
I
can
think
see
you're
now. Thank you.
all right. So everything I have from here to this place is our data pane. What does that mean? This is where you connect to data. This is where you fetch data, right? That is where you initiate fetching data from different sources. And then after that, you have your queries here. See, transform data, right? But don't worry, you would probably most likely not even need this place for now, because to transform your data to go into your query in your Power Query, I said you can easily right click on your tables that you have already loaded, then click on edit query, right? You can create measures here and you can publish. When you see publish here, what this publish means is that after you have done your reports, now you can publish it to Power BI service. You're going to see all of this over time. Just let's follow one step after the other. And then after your report view, I introduce us to our data view. In your data or table view, this is where you see your data, all data that you have loaded in rows and columns, just like you have it in your normal Microsoft Excel, right? And then when you come to a data pane right here, you can move from one data to another. What I have before, for example, was my customer lookup file. Now this is my food mart transactions 98, right? I want to delete it. I actually want to delete it because I have a table that contains the two already. Okay, I want to delete. Then after that, I have food mart returns 98, lookup, product lookup, region lookup, store lookup, transactions. I suspect that I've not loaded my calendar lookup. I'm going to load it today because we're going to work on it. And after your table view, or another way to address it is called data view, because in Microsoft Excel it's called data view. When Power BI it is called table view. You also have another view, which is your model view. When you hear model, so that tells you that is where data modeling really takes place. That is where you can create your relationships. That is where you can edit relationships. That is where you can hide a table from view. That is where you can see your tables or the queries that you have loaded. That's why you can see them in object view. When I say object view, what I simply mean is I can see them as diagrams. So each of these rectangular shapes now, for example, refers to different tables. So for example, now this store lookup right here, if this is our store lookup table. Customer lookup here, this is our customer lookup table, right? You see the name of the table on top. Food mart returns, product lookup, region lookup. You see all the names. Okay. And then what you see written inside them, that is the columns that are inside that data. Those are the columns inside that data. So for example, store lookup, now we have some columns like first open date, grocery square feet, last model date, region ID, etc. When you see columns that has sigma, and I say sigma, I mean the summation sign we used to use in our statistics in secondary school. So, summation fx over summation f, when we're calculating mean in a grouped data. Or you're going to say summation fx minus x bar is bar 2 or standard deviation. So don't mind me. When you see sigma, like summation, right, it means that the column it contains numbers. It means the column contains numbers. When you see a calendar behind the column, it means that column contains date. When you cannot see a sigma, when you cannot see a calendar, simply means that column contains text, kind of. Right? So this customer lookup now can see customer ID, customer postal code, they contain numbers. Right? You can expand it, you can move it around, you can hide it from view. We're still going to come to this place properly. And last week, Uncle Charles asked me that, bros, don't cheat us. There are 4 views. Why are you just discussing 3? It's like you don't know this last one. Why are you running away from it? Well, that's no problem. I take it. Well, I actually explained that. Well, this is the DAX view, right? And it's used to connect some other stuffs. And I kind of explained it's actually a little bit beyond the scope of this course. I don't think I would like to make it complicated at this level, but I promise you, if after this you want to know it, I will explain to you and I will not charge you. Okay. All right. So so those are the views that we have. Really, trust me, if you understand everything I've mentioned, the different types of view we have, how to access your data and all that, you have started on a very good note, trust me. And then I also explained the last time that to be proficient in Power BI, you should at least know 4 things. I said number one, you should know Power Query. Power Query is otherwise known as ETL or GTL. ETL means extract, transform, load. The alias just explains what the program does. It is used to extract data. That is, you can use it to connect to different data sources. I explained, depending on the organization you are working with, or you are freelancing for, or you are consulting for, right? Data will usually be in different locations. Some organizations have their data in the cloud. When I say cloud, I don't mean summer or summer. I'm talking about maybe AWS, Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, IBM DB, etc. Different cloud platforms. And then some might be on remote machines. Some might be on some local machines, local servers within the organization, maybe in a shared folder. Some might be in a shared cloud, right? In a shared cloud storage. trust me, some might be on the website. Sometimes you may have to do web scraping. That is, data you want is not aggregated in a place. You have to scrape websites, like fetch your data from different websites and aggregate them together. Your data will usually be in different places. So data can be on a, in just like we're using in this place, it can be in a folder on your computer. It can be a CSV file. It can be a Microsoft Excel file. It can be a text file. It can be on the web. Okay, I mentioned web already. It can be a Microsoft Access database. I know most of us would know Microsoft Access. You can also build a Microsoft Access database, right? So your data can be in different places. And I mentioned that in one of the videos, I said, unless your data is in hell or, or somewhere unreachable, that's when Power could not be able to reach it. Power Query has the capacity to connect to most sources of data. Note that. So that is the first thing your Power Query helps you to do. It helps you to connect to your data source. And after you have connected to your data, the next thing you should want to do is to analyze. But before you analyze data, I mentioned in our Excel classes and I mentioned in our Power BI classes too, that it scarcely comes in a form that you can just proceed to analyze straight away. A lot of times you want to do cleaning process, like you want to remove duplicates, you want to remove outliers, you want to deal with missing values, you want to change the data format to ensure that everything is set and on steez. You want to ensure that redundant columns are removed. You want to ensure that necessary columns that we don't currently have, they are created. For example, maybe you need age of people or you need age of products, depending on where you're working, I said. And then you are given date of birth or manufacturing date or supply date. How can I get age from this? We have to create another column. Sometimes you don't even need a column, you just need to create a measure that will do that for you. So, but your data structure most of the times would change when you do your cleaning, right? And I also mentioned what are the other things you may want to do, even spelling check, case correction. You want to correct cases. Maybe you are given names or names of different things, they come in small letters. And okay, come on, we're using small letters. Let's use proper case. Let's capitalize the first word in each case. Those are things you may want to do when you're doing your data cleaning. And all of these things I've mentioned, you can achieve them on Power Query using the transform ETL, extract transform. So that's everything, all the data cleaning I just discussed now. That is what transform, that is the transform part of ETL. Apologies, that is, we achieve all of that in Power Query as well. And after you have done all your cleaning and your data is now on point, next thing is to load the data into your data model. And that is the last thing your Power Query does for you. Immediately you load your data into your data model, Power Query removes his hand. Say it's just like father-in-law or Baba Yahoo. You give the bride to the husband, then say bye bye, treat my daughter well. Power Query leaves the stage, right? And after that, the next thing that begins, the next thing you now want to do is, okay, how do I build my model? You have many tables. You're going there, right? Begin to arrange your table in different schemas. You create relationships. And after you have done that and your data model is set, now you can begin your analysis. And your analysis can be done using DAX. That is what you're going to need to write your measures. You need to write explicit measures using DAX. You need DAX to write calculated columns. You need DAX to make calculated tables as well. And when you have done that, come on now, analysis that you have done, it's just like you have cooked a very good soup, you made good amala or semo, yin, whatever, or idikaikon, starch, banga, and it's very sweet. But you put it in a dirty plate. That is what bad visualization does. Nobody wants to eat it, even though the food is sweet. In fact, they will not even know the food is sweet because it's not presentable. So after you have done your analysis, next is to present it. You want to make dashboards and you want to make it visually compelling. You want to make it aesthetically okay so that people that use the information you have provided in your report in 5 seconds, just looking at it without having to read lengthy stories in your report, they can quickly make sense and get the data insights you are trying to communicate. So Power Query, data modeling, DAX, visualization, these are 4 things that I believe you should be very good with. And after you have done that, you want to learn collaboration with other tools. Like, okay, after I've done this thing on my Power BI desktop, how can I share this report for other people to use? So that is where publish comes in. That is, you want to send your report to Power BI service. You want to send a report to Power BI service so that people can use it, so that you're just like you sharing it. You have cooked the food. If you don't call party, you want to share it, you want to distribute it. All right. So, and then at some advanced level, there is also a way you can use Python programming on Power BI. So I guess maybe when we are done with that, when we have maybe at the tail end of our Python programming classes, okay, we are going to see how you can bring Python into Power BI, how you can bring SQL into Power BI, how you can bring even R programming. We're not doing R programming in this class anyway, into Power BI. Power BI can really, really be an explosive tool for your analytics. All right, so that is what we have discussed so far. We have seen how to bring in different data, and we have actually brought in our data. Let me right click on one of the tables we have here, and click on edit query. So when you do that, your Power Query editor comes up. The Power Query editor comes up, and you have this. So this is where you can edit your data. You know, I mentioned when I was talking about what we did before, when I was on the table view, I said you cannot edit your data on the table view. You cannot change anything. Even in Power Query, you cannot just say, this is Bloomberg. It's not supposed to be Bloomberg now. It is Boomerang, and you want to double click, but we have been looking at different skills we can use to edit. For example, we have loaded our data, right? So we have done append. We have seen how to append queries, and we have also learned how to bring data from folder. And we have already discussed how bringing data from folder is better for to load your data than loading your data individually and using append, right? Especially if your data is dynamic. We have discussed all that. We have discussed how to promote headers. We have discussed how to demote headers. We have discussed how to replace values. Perhaps you have missing values. I mean, perhaps you have, of course, missing values, and then you want to replace missing value with something, as in data imputation. We have seen how to do it last week. We have seen how to change data type. So perhaps customer ID is currently number. Can you see it's aligned to the right? And then say, like, no, now, even though the customer ID is number 123, I don't want to make it number because I'm not about to perform arithmetical operations on it. Let's make it text. Let's go to the left now. Let's make it text so that so that nobody can add. You cannot do any addition on this one as it is now. Cannot. But let's make it text so that nobody will be able to perform any arithmetic operations on it. It's just showing as numbers. I don't want it to behave as numbers, right? So we have seen how to change data types. That was last week. Okay, and then what have we done? We have seen how to leave row, how to remove row. We have done keep row, choose column. We've done all this. All right, so let's move on. I think we have also done this transform and add column, of course. 3 hours class must have been it. Where's my customer lookup? It's here. If I see full name last song, I know we have done it. You don't see full name, but I know we have done it regardless. Someone remind me, did you do extract and this extract and merge?
We cannot do extract.
Pardon me?
We don't do it. I thought there was a question. Somebody asked a question, then was it me? That was the difference between extract and append. So you said you would touch that extract. You do not do it.
What did we now do?
Then also your lookups are not complete. You don't look
Yes, remain one. Remain calendar, yeah. Just calendar. It's just calendar remain. Thank you.
That's yes, sir.
What did you now do? All right. So let's go, guys. So let's start with how to manipulate your tables. Let's start with text operations. So what we're going to look at very fast. Let's look at how to merge, just like concatenate. Are you sure we can do this? how to merge columns. Let's look at it, and let's look at how to extract. Yesterday in our Excel classes and last week we were busy looking at left, right, mid. Let's see how we can do that in Power BI without having to write any formula. Left, right, mid. Trust me, it's in Power BI too, but it is in DAX. We have it in DAX. Okay, but instead of writing that formula in DAX, you can do it in Power Query without and it will be dynamic. Unlike Excel, that if you use flash fill, it will not be dynamic. This one, it will be dynamic, and you are not going to write any formula. That's the beauty. So we are going to look at how to merge columns, going to look at how to extract. We are going to look at how to use conditional, how to create conditional columns. That is how to set conditions and create a column based on conditions. We are going to see how to create columns from example. Okay. We are going to see how to create custom column. That is custom, like customized. How to create custom columns. We're going to look at that. We're going to see how to group data. What else? We're going to see how to pivot. Sorry, I'm actually on pivot. How to unpivot. I sent the data last on, was it weekend? On pivot. Please download it. I sent the data, one Excel file. It is called, I think, on pivot data also. On pivot data. Please download it. We need it in this class. After we have on pivot data, we're going to see how to merge. This one is not merging columns. In this case, it is how to merge tables. How to merge tables and types. And types of merge that we have. We're going to see all of this. Okay, go ahead. Somebody's raising a hand before we start.
Sorry, I want to ask the data you said you sent to us. Is it in our own group?
Which data? On pivot.
Yes.
On pivot. Okay, let me send it again. I know we have it.
Because the data, what you sent to us was portfolio. It has to do with portfolio.
No. On pivot data has been sent earlier. I sent portfolio to last week. I sent it to everyone. On pivot data has been around for a while. You have it. You actually have it. It's a Microsoft Excel file.
Please help us to
Guys,
share again.
I will. I'm pressed. Please, 1 minute. It will be less.
No problem.
I'm back. Okay, so let's get started. Does anybody have anything to say before we start? So let's start with how to merge columns. So you have, in this case now, we have first name and last name. And I'm surprised we have not done it. I'm surprised. But okay, we're going to move very fast. So we have first name and last name, right? And you want to merge it. What do? You can either come under transform or hard column. So I must have explained last time that transform and hard column in Power Query, they do almost exactly the same thing. Transform and hard column, they do almost exactly the same thing. Okay. The difference is that whatever you do inside add transform, it replaces the original column, and whatever you do under add column, it creates a new column of data for you. Let's look at it. Let's do it from hard column. Let's start with that. Okay. Now, First name and last name, I want to combine them. I want to form a column that will be known as full name. How can I do that? I will click on merge columns. Or before I do that, I will select the two columns. How did I select the two columns? Click on the first column like this. Click on the first column. Then hold Control on your keyboard. Click Control and hold it. Then click on the second column you want to merge. It doesn't have to be two columns. It can be three. It can be four. It can be more, right? Then when you have done that, click on merge columns. And after you click on merge column, your separator, in this case, you want a space to separate them. So click on your separator and click on space. And if it is not space that you want, click on whatever you want to separate the two columns. Okay. And after you have done that, you can give a name to the new column. So in this case, I like to call it full name. Full name. And I will click OK. And if you notice now, it seems as if nothing happened. But if you go to the end of the data right here now, see that I have full name. That's created it, and it has an underscore. I mean, it gives you the name, and this is the new column. So that is how to merge. That's how to create. So if it were in Microsoft Excel now, you'll be looking at ampersand. You'll be looking at ampersand, and it's also possible here, right? If you are a person that likes to write formula, everything formula, I can come to custom column, right? So custom column is to create a column that you want to create. So I would like to call it full name custom. You can give it any name you like, right? So in the formula, I will just click on first name, ampersand, space. You know your space is always quotation marks and a space between them. And I'll put an ampersand again. Now I click on last name. No syntax error. And then I click OK. You see, exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Power BI is too beautiful. I didn't have to do this. I did not have to do this. If it were in Microsoft, this is what I would do. But in Excel, there's almost templates for everything you want to do. Almost everything. I must say there are things you need to write M code. What I realize are actually an M code. It's not a very deep M code because you can use knowledge of Excel to do that. But so I'll delete this. We don't need it. Somebody's asking a question.
Yes, so it's me again.
Okay.
I'm having the formula is incomplete. Please, what did you do on that custom column? We have
and I've deleted it. Okay, I can see it again. Easier. This is a column. So inserted merge column, added column. So just look at the formula here. This is the formula. First equals to first name, ampersand, quotation mark, space in between, then ampersand, last name. No problem. So what I was saying essentially is that you don't even need to do this. You will not even need it.
Don't worry.
You will not even need it, right? Because you can always use the merge option. I was just trying to say that if it's in Excel, Excel wants to kill everybody. Sorry. Excel wants to make life difficult for people, but Power BI makes it really simple to do a lot of things, to get a lot of things done with minimal effort. You can do a lot of stuff. So I think instead of I will just remove this step. Okay. So I've moved.
Sorry, my merge column is not highlighting. No. When I clicked on them, the first name and the last name is not highlighting.
Hold Control on your computer. Click the first one, hold Control, click on the second one. It will highlight.
Then hard column. The merge column is not highlighting. I can only see extract and fades, and it's not
If
highlighting.
merge column is not highlighted, that means you have only highlighted one column. If you highlight just one column like this, merge column would not highlight. Look at it. I've clicked on one column. Either you come to transform, see, merge column is grayed out. Come to add column, is grayed out. Hold Control on your computer, then click on last name. Merge column comes up immediately. See?
Okay, let me try.
Yeah. So all two columns must be highlighted. That is when merge column can work.
Okay, that's what.
Standard has to work. Okay, so
Thank you.
full name now. Welcome. Now we are through with merge columns. That's how to merge. And like I said, it doesn't have to be space in between. There are different delimiters that you can use. And I believe by now we know the meaning of delimiter. Right. So extract. How do we extract? So let's say in this case, now I want to extract the first name from the last name. How can I do it? 1,000,001 ways you can do it. So first thing, I like the column we want to. Okay, what I was explaining. You see that when I did my merge columns, another column was created. That was because I did it under add column. But you know, it does not really make sense for me to have a column for full name here. Then I'm still having a separate columns of first name and last name. I don't know if you are doing an analysis that requires that, but I don't think that is really necessary. So let's delete it. Let's delete the column. So let's do it again under transform. So click on first name, hold control, click on last name, click on merge columns, and now click on separator. What do you want to separate the two columns? I want a space. Then what's the name I want to give to it? I want to call it full name. And if you notice what will happen now, you would realize that first name and last name will disappear. And full name will appear. So that's the difference between transform and hard column. Anything you can do on transform, if you can do the same thing on hard column, doing it on transform will take away the old column. It will just replace the existing column with the new column. If you do the same thing on hard column, the existing column will still be there. It will still there. It will create a brand new column for what you are doing. That's the difference. We move on. So it's the same thing with the extract column. So if I click on this and let's say I want to extract my first name and last name back, that's not necessary, but I'm doing this just to. Okay. Then let's do that. Let's do it here. So look at it. Customer address. Customer address. Somebody should tell me. As me want to use text to column in Microsoft Excel, I want to extract the house number. Oh, sorry, house number. Yes, I want to extract the house number of these customers. You know, their numbers are always coming first in all these address. If I want to extract it in Microsoft Excel and I want to use text to column, which option will I use? Is it fixed length? Sorry, fixed width. Is it fixed width or delimited? Which one will I use?
Delimited.
Okay, why are we going to use delimited? Why delimited? Why delimited?
Don't know. Maybe a space for
Somebody? Okay. Yes, want to try? Yes, you're there. Come on with me. Why? Somebody should help me now. Uncle Charles Safa. If I want to do this on Excel, I want to separate the numbers from this. I want to extract. I'm not separating. I want to extract the numbers. Yeah. How will I extract the number? I say I can use text to column. I can also use flash fill, right? And I will do the flash fill now so that we can see it. There's flash fill here too, but flash fill is not the name. But I can use text to column. If I want to use text to column, which one will I use? There are two options in text to column. There's fixed width and there's delimited. So somebody said it's delimited, and I 100% agree. That is correct. But why are we using delimited? Am I alone in this group? Am I alone in this call?
Let me just.
Let me do like Nigerian lecturer. Everybody say a sheet of paper.
It's like
Okay, sir. I'm with you.
it allows you to move. It allows you to move whatever you want to separate into another cell
Okay.
when you're using the delimiter.
Either
Why they
one
fixed?
would, anyone among the two, honestly, if you use fixed width, if you use delimited, any one of them will allow you to move the answer into another cell. Yeah, any one of them. Omar will help
Okay.
us now.
I don't even know. At this junction, I'm confused. Is it
But
the
is the
one
question
that
clear?
if you make a changes from
Look at this column. I want to
okay?
extract the house number. You know, this 2433 Bailey Road. Now, this is a customer's
Yeah,
address. This
yeah,
2433 is the house number.
yeah.
I want to create a column for the house number. I want to extract the house
Okay.
number from this place. I said if I'm doing it in Microsoft Excel, would I can use flash fill, I can use text to column, I can use left mid right, but left mid right, don't worry. I'm saying if I want to use text to column, now there are two options in text to column. There's fixed width and there's delimited.
Yes.
So I said, which one would I use in this case? If it were,
We
if
already
it is,
agreed that it's delimited.
yes, 100%.
So the reason why we are using delimited now is what you want to know, right?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, when do we use fixed width?
I think fixed width is when you want to make one-time changes, right? That's
No,
something.
don't worry. Let's go back. Let's go back to Excel. This is Excel. Sio Adewale. Okay. Kayode Taiwo. Omawumi Oyadina. Charles Isaiah. I want to separate this into first name and last name. I want to split it into first name and last name. This is flash fill. I told you I can use flash fill. Bam, easy. But let's leave it. We are not doing flash fill right now. I want to use text to column. I'll come to data. I'll click on text to column. Right. So there are two options. There's delimited and there's fixed width. Let's try fixed width so that you know the reason why it cannot be fixed width. I'll click on next. I'll click on where I want to separate it. So let's say I click this place. This is fixed width. This is fixed width. And I click on next to see where I put it. And I click on this place. I want to put it here. And I click on finish. This is fixed width. So why can we not use fixed width? Fixed width is good when what you want to separate has the same number of characters. Look at it. Let's say I have 4 phone numbers. +234 because of time. 08060135086 08137581309 07035670912 08033659894. I want to separate this. I want to remove the country code. Let's say I want to remove the 006, then 013, then 506. I want to split into 3 components. So I click the to column. I want to do fixed width. I click next. And 006, this is after 6. 013, this is it. And this is it. And I click next. I want to put it here. Enter, enter. So fixed width work for this, right? but it did not work for this because of time. Fixed width is used when what you want to separate all have the same length. So this one that I'm separating 006 here is all of them have the same length. I want to separate first 4 characters, then the next 3. Don't worry about this. It is 0 is in front. The 0 is as cut away because because it's number, Excel will not show the 40 unless it is text. Then 5086. This is 0912. Every time I want to separate, all have the same length. All of them have the same length. Fixed width will work. Fixed width will not work here. Theo is my name. 4 characters. There is 6 characters. If I use fixed width, it's just after it's just more Kayo. The remaining day will join Taiwo. Omo Wumi, Omo. Then Wumi will join Oyadina. Charles, Cha, like Chaco. The Cha will come here. List. They will have list Isaiah. So fixed width will not work here. It is delimited because if you use fixed width, all the first names I'm separating, they don't have the same length. They don't have the same length. And we can use delimited because, look at this now. If I come here and I check to column and I click delimited and I click on next, I say, what's the delimiter? What is separating the first name and the last name? In all these examples, it's space now. See now, it has separated them. And I click on next. I want to click where I will put it. I want to put it here, enter. And look at it now. So delimited work. Is it clear? Is it clear? Why difference between delimited and fixed width? When you want to separate something and all of them have the same length, fixed width works. Fixed width works. When all of them don't have the same length, you use delimited. So in Power BI now, I want to separate these house numbers. Look at them. All of them are not 4 digits. Most of them are 4 digits, but not all of them. This is 4 digits, 4 digits, 4 digits. This is 3. This is 4 digits, 4 digits, 4 digits, 4 digits, and this is another 3 digits. So some of them are 3, some of them are 4. Perhaps some of them are 2 safe. In fact, see. Actually, you cannot even do what it's not even good for. This is not even good for the example I want to do safe. But don't worry, I can see RT here. Then I can see 470. But it's okay. Leave it. We'll be fine. Right? It's part of data cleaning process. But you can see it now. Most of them, probably I'm trying to look whether we have anyone that is 2 digits. See, this is 3 digits. This is 3 digits. This is, or maybe we have anyone that is even more than 4, maybe like 5. See, this is also 3 digits. It's 3 digits. So that is it. So we cannot use fixed width here. And again, I will not do it under transform. If I remove the number, let's make the mistake first so that we learn from the mistake, right? So if you want to remove something like that, what to do here is extract. So let's extract. Let me discuss what all the options under your extract do. So we want to extract length. When you click on length, it gives you the length of the characters. So this is like the len function in Microsoft Excel. Len, like L-E-N. Have I closed this thing? No, I haven't. Maybe use equals len in Excel. It gives you the length. So if you come to extract, can you see it has already replaced it? I told you that's what transform does. It will replace all the address now. I don't have address again. It has replaced it. That's not what I want to do, right? So I can delete the step. So if you make a mistake in Power Query, you can always delete the step you took, then you are fine again. Rather, I want to do it on hard column so that my original column will still be existing and I will have my answer on a separate column. So if I click on extract now and I click on length, what I'm going to have is the length of each of the names. So that is like len in Microsoft Excel. Let's go back there. So if I click on it now, extract, Good. Now, if I click on first characters, last characters, first character is like my left function. First character is like left function. So if I click on, when I use left, I can say, okay, help me extract the first 4 characters, right? And I click OK. Just like in Microsoft Excel now, I can click equals left, and I click on Adewale. Help me extract the first 3 characters. Give me Adi. Tai will give me Tai. Oya will give me Oya. Isa give me Isa. So that is these 2. These are the first characters. I'm extracting 4. And if you notice now, it looks okay. It looks as if we are fine. It really, really looks as if we are fine, but I don't think so. We are not exactly fine. We are not exactly fine. Actually, we are not. Because look at this one that is looking like 3. It's not 3 digits. This is 4 digits. This 591 is 4 digits because there has to be a space after it. 100% I'm certain. 100% sure. And this RT, well, this is an error. Okay. First characters. If this is all I want to do, I can just rename this to house number. But don't worry, this is not what we are doing. So I will delete this. But if you do first character, that is what you're going to have. It works just like your left function. If I want to use something that looks like my right function, that will be last. That's the last characters. Last characters works like right. Right function I can use to extract certain number of characters from the end of a text. So if let's say I want to extract last character, say the last 5 digits from each of the text, see what I'm going to have. It's going to be on another column, separate column, a brand new column, because I'm working under add column. Right? Why? Why is it taking time? Oh, yeah. So this is last card. This is right. Somebody's at the door. It's just a second. Blessing. Okay. So the last characters, that's what it does. It works like a right function in Microsoft Excel. It is used to extract certain number of characters from the end. You already know I cannot use that. The first 3 I've discussed now cannot be used. You already know, right? I mean, I cannot use it to extract the numbers. Is that another person? Okay. So now, but if I want to extract this number, how will I do it? So I've discussed length, I've discussed first characters, I've discussed last characters. The range is like mid. It's like mid. It was like mid in Excel. Mid is used to extract something at the middle. You tell Excel, start extracting from here and extract this number of characters. So that's the same way range works, right? So text before delimiter is what we are going to use. I want to extract the house number. So I'll use text before delimiter. Delimiter is my space. So that is like delimited now. So what's my delimiter? My delimiter is space. I've typed space. I'll click OK. And now we have it. This text, the RT will still be there. I'll still have my RT here. Yes. I'll still have the RT there. So that's text before delimiter. It's the same method I'm going to use, assuming I want to extract first name from here. I want to extract first name from here. I'll come to extract text before delimiter. I just hit space bar. I don't need the advanced option. Don't worry. There are stuffs here that we can discuss, but I don't need it right now. And if I check here right now, I'm going to have first name again. This is text before delimiter. This is the first name. Delimiter in this case is a space. That is, it is a space bar, a space that is separating my first name and my last name. So if I separate using delimiter, I'm going to have my first name and I'm going to have this as well. Do you get that? Does anybody have any question? Is there any question? Any question?
Yeah, sorry, I've been following
Yes, sir.
you, but can you just, how do you get to this page, please? I've opened
This
my,
page,
yeah.
are you in your Power BI window? This place, are you here?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Yeah,
So
yeah, this way I
right
am.
click on any of the tables, click on
Okay, which one
edit
are you
query.
using? Which,
You can right
okay,
click on
edit
any one of
query.
them, any one of them at all.
Okay.
Is there another question before I move on? Any question? Are we getting it? Okay, somebody wants to ask a question.
Please, I was carried away.
Okay,
That's which one did you finally use? Is it range or
I used
um
text before delimiter. Yeah,
text before the okay? So how many delimiter did you use?
the delimiter we have on the example I used is just a space. You know, between the first name and the last name, what separates the first name and the last name is just a space.
So
And
that's one.
what separates the house number and the street name is just also a space.
We'll just put space there.
So just hit space bar once, spam.
Okay.
Just tap space bar.
Does that now mean that you can use force this thing against the
Thank you.
before the limit? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I didn't get that.
You know, on the extract, we have first characters and last characters. So you said once we
Okay.
click on that first characters, it's going to split the first, maybe you want to do first 3 characters or first 4 characters. Is
Okay,
it the same thing as text before delimiters, or I don't understand?
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. If you use first text, right? What was it
Yes,
called?
first character.
First characters. You can
Yes.
use it to extract a certain number of characters from the beginning of a text.
Okay.
And that number of characters will be uniform for all the rows.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. Let's come here. This is how first character behaves. Just like this. This is left function. Right? If you know left already, I use left function here. And I say, okay, Excel, extract 3 characters for me from the left. So give me ID. It is that 3 character that will be applied to everything. This one give me Tai. This one give me Oya. This one give me Isa. It's the same thing that happened here. I extracted 4 characters from Theo and it was okay. But Kayode gave me Kayo. Momi gave me Omo. Chas gave me Cha. This is how first character behave. It will extract the same number of characters from all the rows. And that's the same way last character works. If you use last character, I say last character works like right. So if I use last character here now, I say equals right. And I select the text and I say give me 7 characters from the right. It will work for Adewale because Adewale is 7 characters. If I apply it to the rest, see now, I'm going to have A space Taiwo. Oyadina is 7 and is okay. Isaiah is 6. So if you notice now there's a space before the high. So that is the way first character and last character was. But what we wanted to extract, all of them, they don't have the same length. Do you get it? All of them don't have the same length. Are you with me?
Yes, I get it now.
All of them don't have the same length. So we cannot use first character or last character. We have to separate using delimiter. We have
Which
to
is
separate
space.
using delimiter. Yes, which is space in this case.
All right. Thank you.
All right. More questions? More questions before we move on? So I want to move on from extract really, but it doesn't. Okay. I like to move on. I like to move on, but then, yeah. But then, if you look at extract again, let me go to date. Let's do something. Should we do it? Should we not do it? Should we do it? Should we not do it? If you go to extract, I've talked about length, I've talked about first character, I've talked about last characters, I've talked about range. That is before the limiter we have used it. So let's assume we want to extract the year in this case now. Let's leave it. In short, you can do text before delimiters, there's text after delimiter, and there's text between delimiters. Look at this birth date, for example. Let's do text after delimiter. If I say I want to extract year, so if you have a case whereby you have a delimiter existing twice, look at this date, for example. / is existing twice in all of them, so a delimiter is existing twice. So if I say I want text after delimiter and I put /, what do you think will be returned if I click OK? What do you think will be returned if I click OK now? I want to return text after delimiter. What do you think will come back?
Yeah.
The year. Okay, is there any contrary opinion? Text after delimiter? There are 2 delimiters. There are 2 / in everything. It will bring what is after the first occurrence of that delimiter. Look at it. It will bring both the day and the year. See? See that? It will bring both the day and the year. Because Excel was, Power BI was looking at this for, it was recognizing the first instance of that delimiter. Now, if I want to use text after delimiter to extract the year, let me close this, or you can actually edit a step. I can click on this gear button to just go back. Now, this I put a delimiter here. You can click on advanced options and answer this question too. Tell Power Query now that okay, I was not talking about the first instance of that delimiter. I was talking about the second one. Or I don't want you to count the delimiter from the beginning. I want you to start counting from the end. So I've entered the delimiter. Look at it. Advanced option. It says scan the delimiter. Scan for the delimiter. Is it from the start of the input or from the end? You get it now? So if I click from the end, it will bring year only. You see that? That is the delimiter now that is at the end. That is at the end of that column is what will be recognized. And there's another way to do it. I just like to explain something in a way that you have options. You are free to do anything you want to do. Right. So look at this. I'm starting from the end. I can say, okay, I still want to start from the beginning. There's an option here, say number of delimiters to skip. I can say, okay, start from the beginning, but skip one delimiter. Skip one. There are 2 instances now. I can say, okay, I can say start counting from the end. Don't skip anything. I can say start from the beginning, but skip one. Skip one delimiter. That way to just jump to the second one. And I will still have my answer. See now? And it will still be correct. I still have the year. Is that clear? Have you digested that? Have you digested that? Is that digestible?
digestive.
Although what I did now, you will not have any reason to do it, and I'll tell you why later. I'll tell you why shortly. You will not have to do it. So let me delete it. I just use it to explain. You don't have any reason to be extracting, to be removing here using the extract function. I just gave it just in case you want to extract something, and then you have one delimiter existing, existing in multiple what now? In multiple numbers. You have a delimiter occurring more than once. So there is enough option on Power Query to help you manipulate your data. Let's go. So let's do another one. I've used custom column today, right? Yes. Let me give you another example on custom column before we move on. So I know we've done that. So let's go to product lookup. Just a second. Just a second. Somebody's using it, but just a second. So I have product retail price here. So let's say I want to calculate discount retail price. I want to create a new column from this column. That is, this column is 100% right now. This is all the price for a particular product. I want to calculate a discount price if I decide to let go of, let's say, 10% on the price of the good. So I can click on the column, then click on, I don't even need to click on the column actually. I'll click on custom column. I'll give the column a name. Let's call it discount retail price. And then I'll say that is equals to what? Product retail price times 0.9. I'm reducing it by 10%. So that means the discount price will be 90% of the retail price, right? And I'll click OK. And it has created it. I'd like to change this to number. No, not all number. I'd like to change it to decimal. Decimal. So that's another instance of using custom column. Right? Right. Let's use flash fill. So this is flash fill. I'll give you an example of flash fill in Microsoft Excel just now. I believe you remember. So what if I go to customer lookup now and I click on, okay, this same full name, I want to break it down. Right. I want to break it down. Let's say I want to extract first. No, let me want to break it. I want to extract first name. I've extracted first name before, right? So let's extract last name now. So I'll click on column from example. So when I want to do flash fill, what I said was that just give Excel then, but in this case Power BI, just do the first one. So let me call this last name. Then what's the first last name that I have here? Nwoma. Nwoma. I don't know what it means. Okay, it's normal. Normal. I click enter. It has done the rest very fast. I didn't write any formula. I didn't use any text after delimiter. I didn't do any text before delimiter. I didn't use any first character or any last character. I just used column from example. So if you know the symbol for flash fill in Microsoft Excel, you will know that this is the symbol for flash fill. So that is it. See, now last name, it has separated it. If I take it somewhere beside full name, somebody has a question, please don't forget your question. I want to put the name beside full name so that you can easily compare. I want to put it. So look at it now. No formula. No. And if you want to confirm that this is correct, okay, if you want to confirm that this is interactive, there's no formula. Actually, when I said there's no formula, I was wrong. Actually, there's formula. But the thing is that Power Query actually wrote the formula for this is the formula. Now I'm saying there's no formula. It's actually the formula. This is the formula. Right here. This is the formula. Okay, sorry, this is not the formula. This is the formula here. That's the formula for reordering the column. So the text after the calculated column that I did now, right? This is it. This is the formula right here. Table.add column, open brackets, hash, merge column space, last name, each, after text delimiter, full name. It will write it for you. It will write it. Okay. It's right for you. This is the formula, but you don't need to write it by yourself. Power Query will write it. Let Power Query do the dirty job. That's the slogan. Power Query is ready and willing to do the dirty job. So that's the same thing that happened in Power Query, if you remember. All right.
Sure.
Yes. Are you doing raising a hand?
I read so earlier.
Okay. All right.
Please, if I need help or this my display, let me share my screen to explain to you, please.
Okay, please go ahead. I believe everybody is trying to practice this, yeah? So please do. Please.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
So if I click on transform or add column, everything here will not show out, but yours is showing from the top.
If you click on what?
Okay, now let me click inside this place. These guys here will not show, but if I click on any of them, I will not be able to see the top of this. How do you do yours? Why are you laughing now?
So just pin it. So under your X, you see a pin.
Under my X.
Yes. Like under, you want to close the page, cancel, minimize, restore, top right corner on your screen. Top right corner. Under it, you see a pin. Click on home. Just click on any one of the tab. So go and pin it under your hex. Go under hex now.
Okay.
Top under yes, click it.
Okay. I've done it. Thank you.
Anytime, brother. Is there any question, guys? Is it clear? Are you getting it? So we have done 2,000 custom column. We have done two stuffs. Okay, is it one? On column from example, we're going to do more examples, don't worry. But are you getting the concept? That's the most important thing. So once you get the principle, once the principle is clear, right? Once the principle is clear, once you understand what we are doing, replicating it in different situations will not be difficult. You should understand that we are not in this training to see me perform, right? And you are not here to just learn exactly what we are doing. You are here to learn about the principles so that you can always apply it in different situations. Right? Right. So that we can apply it in different situations as it applies to us. That's the idea. That's the idea. So when you are faced with a situation whereby you need to clean your data, you need to extract some things, or you need to merge some things, you have different options. Can I do with delimiter? Can I do without delimiter? Can I do it with column from example? Can I do it with custom column? What I did from column from example now, you can actually do it from custom column. Let me show you something. Come and see something. When I was saying that, just don't need to write formula. Power Query writes the formula for you, right? This column right here, Let me copy it. Let me copy it. I will not delete this. Something went wrong. Nothing should go wrong. Okay. So I want to click on custom column. Set. Please. Okay, so let's call it custom. And I click. That's the formula I copied. It gave me a table. See what I have here? So let me uncheck everything. I'm trying to bring something out. I'm trying to say that all the things we are clicking, all the things we are doing, apart from that Excel, apart from the Power BI is recording the steps, it's writing the formula for you, simple. And that is actually what is not available mostly because in Excel you have to write your formulas. You will cook before you eat in Excel. In Excel, you will cook before you eat. You cook before you eat. But in Power BI, you have a chef who is cooking for you. You have a chef who is cooking for you in Excel. Because I've inserted this now, this has changed value. Right. Let me remove it. Okay, let's do a few stuffs before we go on break. I think we're due for break already, actually. We've done 1.5 hours, but let's do a few other stuffs before we go on break. Let me bring in my calendar. Let's work on dates tables. Let me confirm this is still there. So last name is still there. Okay. I don't need it, right? So I want to remove it. Beautiful. So I'll go home. I'll click on new source. I'll click on text CSV. I want to bring my calendar. If you have it already, don't worry. I don't have it here. That's why I'm doing this. Then I have my calendar table. Why are we having calendar table should be one of the questions you're asking. When you are analyzing any data and the data has dates, maybe a financial data or a performance data, any kind of data you're analyzing, that date is a thing. Date is one of the fields that you have. And you want to analyze the dates on that stuff, then it is good for you to bring in a calendar table. So what usually constitutes the calendar table is just date. For example, if the data you are dealing with, the data we are dealing with, for example, if you look at our transactions table, the sales started 1st of January 1997 and it ended 31st of December 1998. So we are bringing in a calendar table that is starting from 1st of January 1997 and is ending 31st of December 1998. Okay, so I click OK here. My calendar is coming. So I have my calendar table here now. Everybody, welcome calendar. Welcome calendar to the group. I like to call it calendar lookup, just like the rest. Okay, so when you have a calendar table now, what do we want to analyze? How do you want to analyze your data? Just think like a data analyst now, right? You probably want to analyze it is sales. It is a sales data. We probably want to analyze it by want to look at sales trend. That is from that January 1 to December 31, January 1, 1997 to December 31, 1998. How is sales doing? Is it trending upward? Is it trending downward? So what you want to do, I want to compare maybe months. I want to look at what is happening month on month. I want to check what's happening quarter on quarter, right? You also want to get stuffs like, okay, are there days of the week that our sales are on the peak? And are there days that our sales are very low? So you want to find maybe your day of week. Yeah. So let's do it. So if you want to expand this our calendar table now, just go to date column. Sorry, add column. Then you come to date. For example, I can extract the year. So out of this one now, it's just extract the year. You know, we did this in Excel yesterday. Yes. Yes. We did it in Excel. You remember now. I told you today, for example, we have today. I can wrap year function, like YEAR, year function. I can wrap it around a date to extract the year out of it. So this is like me wrapping year around a date. So instead of in Excel that I have to be typing the formula, then autofill this one, come on, just select it, then select here. So it returns all the year. I can do the same thing for month. I can say, okay, give me the month. Click on date, then click on month. So give me the month in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, not 13 months. I can, apart from month, I can say, okay, give me name of the month. I'm actually interested in the name of the month. So I come to a name of month. If it is January, write January. If it is December, write December. If it is May, I want to see the May. That's name of month. I'm building a calendar. I can say, okay, I want to see the quarters. I click on this, you see quarter here. If you click quarter of year, it will give you 1 to 4. 1 for January to February, January to March, 2 for April to June, 3 for July to September, and 4 for October to December. Come and see something. Come and see. Now, if I look at this, if I'm analyzing the data based on data for April, let's use April. You realize that April is all the April in that data. You are going to see 1994, 1997 April, and you're going to see 1998 April. If I sort this descending, see, this is 1998, still April, right? I want to remove the filter. I'll just click this, right? What about the quarter? If I select Q3, for example, that is all the Q3 in my data. Whether the Q3 is 1997, whether the Q3 is 1998, it's just show Q3 for everything, right? It's just show Q3 for everything. But that's not what I want. Look at what I'm saying. This is September, for example, 1998. If I sort ascending, I'm going to see 1997 here as well. Yes. And I'm still going to see 3. Is it not possible for me to have something like this and say, for example, if it is, let's say September 1, 2020, okay, 1997 in this case now. Can I not have it where this is Q3, 1997? Can I not have it this way? And for the month, can I not have, instead of just write September, can I have something like this, Sep 1997? Is this not beautiful? So let's do that. Let's do 2 ways. Let's do the easy way, the Arumaje way, and let's do the tedious way, right? So let me click on column from example. I told you this is flat fill. So I'll just give Power BI an example. So for example, now what is the quarter here? The quarter here is 3. That's where we are starting. Oh, cancel. Let me remove the filter. Please. Let's remove the filter. I want to remove this step as well. It's not necessary. And this one is not necessary as well. So let's go back to our column from example now. I'll just click column from example. You don't need to click any column, don't worry. I will call this, let's just call this quarter. And then this is, which quarter is this one? This is actually quarter 1. So here I'll just type Q1 1997, right? That's the year. 1 is not showing, so I'll go back there and type 1. So everything is showing Q1 1997. So it's better you actually go through your data to confirm. So this is showing Q2 1997, so that's correct. Ah, this is not correct. You get it? So apparently, this thing is fetching data from the month. You know, this thing I told you is you're just trying to train Power BI. And if it is in Excel, you're just trying to train Excel. This is the quarter I want it to pick. 1. But here it's picking the month. That's why it's picking Q3. So the Q is correct. The year is correct, 1997, but the number, this one different for is not correct. So let's go to where we have February, where Q2 started. This is February. I'll change it to Q1 1997. I see now. And Excel Power Query has now retraced its steps and it's now showing Q1. So let us keep scrolling down. After April now, can you see now? It's now showing Q2 as April. So it has corrected itself. So I'll just click OK. I'm satisfied now. So here now, Q1 1997 is now different from Q1 1998. Instead of everything here just showing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And really, I can delete this. I can delete it now. Now I don't need it again. What did I delete? What did I delete? Hey, where's what I did? Let's go and do it again. So let's do it again. So I called it QTR, yeah? QTR. QTR. And I call this Q1 1997. So I mentioned that you need to go through your data to ensure correctness. So I realized when this single thing called the February change to Q2, but it's not Q2, it's still Q1 1997. So just change it to them. It has corrected it now. Then I can keep moving downwards. And when I go to April, as you can see, it's correct. So I want to click OK. All right. Beautiful. So that is another example for quarter. So let's go and do our own example. Let's take a break, 10 minutes. While on break, go and do the same thing for months. You know, I have a month showing February, showing January, full like this. So just create a month. Create a month with 3 letters, for example, like Jan 1997. Put the month and put the year. Separate after Jan, put space, press 1997. Right? So use column from example to achieve that. Is there any question before we go? We're going to see in another 10 minutes by 3:20.
Yes, so
Okay, please ask your question.
online, I am lost. I got distracted.
What's distracting you, my brother?
I was expecting some package, so the person came. I have to go and attend to the person.
Yeah, sorry about it. No problem. Okay, so where did
Calendar
you
look up. Just the calendar look up.
all right.
Before
It's okay, don't worry. What I'm saying, you can click on your date. You want to create year. Click on hard column because you don't want your date to be erased. Then click on date. This is year, so you just click on year. If you click on year, to give you the year. If you click on start of year, it will give you the January 1, 1997. That is the first day in that year. If you click on end of year, to give you 31st December 1997. But if you just want to extract the year, just 4 digits for the year, just click on year, then year. Okay. Then the month, this is 1 month in numbers, 1 to 12. Click on your date. Then click on date right here. Click on month, then click on month. If you want the date in text like this, from month, the last one, end of month. If you click this in month, to give you the number of days in that month. That is for January, for March, for May, for July, for October, and December, to give you 31. For February, it will give you 28 or 29, depending on whether it's a leap year or not. For April, June, September,
Hello.
and November, it will give you 30.
So
Sir, I can hear you.
click on the when I click on the year,
Okay. I can hear you. Okay,
sure.
so I think, guys, we can go on break. Let's take a break. 3:11. So let's come back,
Go on break,
back
go on
10
break.
minutes time. By 3:20, we would come back and continue. So thank you very much. So I'm hearing you.
Okay, now I have clicked on date, year, but this guy is not going.
Which guy? Share your screen.
The year, this arrow, nothing is coming out.
It's not possible now. It's not possible. It's not possible. I have. Okay, you're sharing your
Is
screen
it
now.
not,
Okay, I can.
calendar lookup?
Yeah, it is.
Then date.
So your calendar, look at your calendar lookup. Nothing will come out. Your calendar is formatted as text. So change the data type to date. At the back of calendar, that's ABC behind date. Yes. Data type, yes. Change to date. Date. Date, yes. Exactly. So to show now. Now go back to your calendar. You see now. So
Start
you
of
can click
year.
on year. If you want start of year, if you want end of year, anything you want, just click it. But we actually, in our lesson, we actually used the start of year.
What did you do?
So create year, create month, create name of month, create name of day, create quarter. That's all. That's what we created. Name of month is the last. You want to create name of month. Month is on top. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, brother.
Is it end of quarter or start of quarter?
Just click quarter of year. That should be fine.
Okay. Last in the beginning that this guy could not be formatted, it was because I did not change it. How will I know when to change?
Change what?
When the date was not changed, wasn't effective here. So it was because I did not format it to date. That's
Okay.
why.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So, I've always mentioned that data formatting is big deal. Data formatting is it's part of the data cleaning you are doing. You need to check all your columns and ensure they are formatted properly. It's very important.
okay.
So you need to check that your dates are in date format, your numbers are not text, they are in maybe whole number or decimal. Your text are also in text format. You need to check all those things. Very important.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. How was the first part? How was the first part? Uncle Limde, you came late. Maria, you came late. So let me ask Oma woman.
Okay, good afternoon. I have a question though.
Okay.
So I'm trying to lay my hands on what you just did. That's
Okay.
is it column from example, whereby you can have another column listing the name of the quarter of the year, like to identify if this is first quarter, second quarter.
Okay.
But I seem not to. I thought it's going to be like an autofill where you do the first one. So what you did
I
is
didn't
it
get
true?
that. I didn't get the autofill part.
What do you call you? There's a term you used earlier on. Is it something field? I can't
Flash
remember.
fill, yeah.
Flash field.
Flash fill.
Now, is it from column from example or custom column?
Column from example.
So
Custom
if it's,
column, you will write your formula. You are writing your M code yourself.
okay. So if it's from custom column,
Okay.
are you selecting from? Are you going to highlight date or the month for you to do it, or because I've selected date, it's still not
Let's do
doing
it.
it.
It's giving you error.
It's not even showing. It's not autofill. It's not doing the. It's not doing what I want.
So did you do the one I asked you to do? You are doing the January stuff, Abi? Is that what you're
I'm
doing?
trying to do quarter of the year.
Okay,
As
so let's do it
in,
now. Don't worry, let's do it. Let's go to add column. Let's do it. I've done it from column from example. So let's do custom column. So
yes,
let's
share
call
your
this
screen.
one. Oh, really? Did I put my screen down? Fantastic. Joy, are you here? She's not here. Oh, she's here.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah. It's good to have you. It's good to have you around. Okay, now, can you see my screen now? Let me start from the beginning. Are you sure to exit here? Of course, I'm sure. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So I want to click on custom column. So what we have done on whatever before, I want to do it here now. We are going to eat an error, but don't worry. So I know what we are doing. So let's call it quarter two, right? So I want to use Q. You know, I have to put my Q inside quotation marks because it's a text. I'll put an ampersand. Then I want to put quarter. You know, quarter contains the name of the quarter. Then I want to put another ampersand. Then I want to put a space. Then an ampersand. I want to put a year. Is this formula clear? Is the formula clear?
Yeah. Hold on.
This is just concatenate. This is just like concatenate in Excel. And this is what I want to do. Look at it. I have a column that contains, let's say this is quarter. And I have, let's say, quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. I have a column containing year. YEAR. Sorry. I have 1997, 1998, 1998, 1997. Okay. And I want to form the kind of column we want to form. I'll just say equals to Q. I want Q to be there. And Q is not anywhere. Okay, don't worry. Let me just create a column. Let me call this Q. You get it now. So what we want to create now is just say equals this and this and this. Can you see? Q1 1997, but I want a space there. So before I put this 013, I want to put a space. You already know space is quotation marks with space between it. Then I put ampersand here. So that's the formula I wrote now. The formula I wrote in Power BI is this. This is just a formula, nothing much. Right? Q1 97, Q1 97, Q2 98, Q3 98, Q4 97. And this Q, I have to put here so that I can get it better. Instead of having this M13, I can just put Q in the formula. Just put Q in the formula, right? And now I don't need the M13 again. Just Q in quotation mark. See that? I can delete this Q in peace. All this one we have, I can fill it again. So that's what I did. Is it clear? Is it better?
Yeah,
Is
I
it
guess
better?
that's right.
Huh?
I'm following.
Let's try.
Is it clear? Is that's what I'm saying, but it's just concatenate. It's just concatenate using ampersand. It's just like the same way we join first name and last name, like I have Theo, I have Adewale. And I want to join it together. I say equals this, ampersand, this. And because I want a space between the two, before I put the surname, I just put a space in between them. And I click enter. So that's what I did. Just concatenate. So now if I come back in, so I put Q and quarter and space and year. If I click OK now, there'll be an error, don't worry, and I know. There'll be an error. And if you look at the error occurred because see, the expression error, we cannot apply operator hand to types, text, and number. Cannot apply operator hand to type text and number. Cannot use text and number together. There are ways to solve this. But let's go for the low hanging fruit. This quarter, just change it to text. Change this quarter to text. Or before we do that, let me copy this formula so that I'm not typing afresh. When you come back, I want to close this. This quarter right now to make it text. And year also, I want to make it text. Then I want to go back to custom column. And no, Control Z. I'll call this QTR2 because we have one already. And I'll paste it. And I'll click OK. And there's no more error. So I'm saying instead of writing M code or writing the formula, you can just use column from example to achieve it like we did earlier in this place. If you, it's good, all of them will be correct. There's no issue. See, Q2, Q297. Just give you the same thing. What is happening in column from example is that you give Power BI or Power Query now, you are giving it an example. And as a good student now, Power BI will study that example and complete the work for you. It's very easy and it's very sweet. Okay.
Please share that formula.
Okay. You mean you did not get it? I shared it everywhere. I'll share this everywhere. Okay. Do you have more concerns? Oluwabusayo, do you have any concern? Omo Wumi, any concern? Mr. Kayode, is there any concern? So before we move on, want to go to conditional columns. Hello. So did you do the month? I said we should go and do the month and the year. Did anybody attempt it? Did anyone attempt it? Hello? Did anybody try it? This class is becoming boring. Actually. Why now? What's happening?
So I'm having error.
Change your quarter and your year to text. Or maybe did you attempt it? All right, guys. So let's go ahead. So let's move forward. So let me do the month and the year. Still column from example. So this time around, I want to call this, let's call it month year. What's the month here? January. So I want to call it Jan. I want to put a space.
Still error.
It's not possible. Your quarter, change your quarter to text. Change your year to text. I hope you don't have to equal, and you don't have to equal to.
No.
Share your screen. I'm looking at your year. Your year is not text. Charles, your year is not text. Your year, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 on your year.
I did that too.
You did not. If you did it to not show 1, 2, 3, you did not.
Wait.
Delete that step. Your quarter, and let me look at your quarter. Your quarter is 1, 2, 3. Is ABC good? Delete that 1, 2. So
Wait now.
your year is 1, 2, 3. Your year is 1, 2, 3. Change your year to ABC. Yes. So go to custom column, paste the, can give it a name, any name you want at all. So paste your formula. Click OK. I told you it is not possible.
Our Indavoski.
Just what I'm trying to achieve is I want us to just get the spirit. I mean, just get the idea, just get the principles. When I see something that must work, I tell you confidently, there's nothing that will make it not work. And when I see something that will not work, sometimes when you say, okay, I have this challenge, I already know what the problem is likely to be, right? So let's move on. So this is January 1997. Let's give another example. This is also January 1997. Now
You're not sharing your screen.
Apologies. Thank you. Thank you. I must give us assignments. The fear I'm having is we will not do it. The one I gave us last week, we did not do it. We did not do it. Nobody did it. Okay,
Which one did you give us last week?
Only one person.
Which one? I checked our group. I don't see that.
Only one person did.
So did you see assignment?
I didn't. In fact, even for the Excel, I said I was going to shut you up.
All right, guys. Let's move on. There's no problem.
So please help us.
So now,
send it
what
to
I was saying. So I'm sharing my screen. I believe you can see my screen. Please confirm. Let me delete what I typed.
Please go back.
So,
No, we did not see how you got to this place.
This is just custom column. This is just column from example, right? All right, column from example. I just click column from example under add column tab. Then I want to give it a name. Just give it a name. Maybe month. It's not compulsory, right? But just give it a name. Month, year. Enter. Then the first one, this is January 1997. Just type it. January 1997. It's not bringing any suggestion. Type the next one. January 1997. Now it has suggested plenty. So let's scroll down. So this is the end of January 1997. From here, it is February. But this thing is still writing January 1997, but I will have to edit it now to February 1997. I need to correct it. See that? If I scroll down now, this is March 1997, and it has done it. April 1997 and is correct. I'll click OK, and we are done. And we are done. We are not just done, we are fine. We are fine, and we are very fine. Right? So I want to remove this column. Okay, let me just click on the added column, right? This quarter 2. I believe this one should go. Yeah. So we are fine with this. So let's go to conditional columns. What do you use conditional columns for? When you want to create a column based on condition, that is when you use conditional column. When you want to create a column based on condition, you use conditional column. When you want to create a column based on a condition, you use conditional column. For example, let's go to our customer lookup file. Now, let's say we are in need of what? We want to categorize our data. I want to group our data now by those that have children and those that don't have children. I need our data based on those that have children and those that do not have children. Wait. Let's group by first. Click on home. Click on group by. So I want to group by, not by customer, I want to group by total children. Total children. And what I want to do is I want to do yes, I want to do sum. I do sum. Customer lookup. Okay, let's also count. Count rows. So what's the name? Let's just say number of customers. So click OK. So look at this number of customers. So those that have 4 children, this is their total number. Those that have a child, this is the total number. Those that have 3 children, this is the total number. Those that have 2 children, this is the total number right here. Those that have 5 children, this is the number. And those that have 0, this is the number. Now this is where I'm going. Perhaps you want to say, okay, what I want right now, I want just 2 groups. I don't want 0 to 5, like 4 children, 1 child, 3 children, 2 children. I don't want 0 to 5. I want anyone that has 1 child as children. Anyone that has 2 children get picking. Anyone that has 5 children get picking. I just want 2 lists. I just want the total number of those that have children and number of those that do not have children. So we are going to create a column. We'll call it a name, maybe has children. Then, let me land, I'm coming. Create a column, call it has children. And after you have created the column, you write your condition, then you can come back to group. Don't worry, just follow this. So click on hard column, then click on conditional column. When you click on conditional column, you are going to have this pop-up window. First thing, you can give your column a name. You can call it any name you like. Let's call it has children. Has children. So the column, if the syntax is already there. It's the skeletal system or the skeleton for the cost of it, for the formula is already there. You see, if column name operator values, then this, otherwise this. So let's take a, if total children, so just give it a condition, say if total children, let's do this first, is equals to 0. Then just tell us no, that is, person does not have children. But if it is not equals to 0, that means it's more than 0. Of course, there's no 0 0.1, 0 0.9 child, right? If it is not 0, and there's no minus, if it is not 0, that means it is 1 or more. So otherwise, this is else. Otherwise, give us yes. If total children equals 0, no. Otherwise, yes. So let's click OK. That's one way to do it. You can do it in another way. Can you see the column has been created? This is house children, and this is the category. You can write your syntax in another way. I'm trying to do this so that you would not fix your mind on just one thing. So if total children, let's say, is greater than or equals to 1. If it is greater than or it is equals to 1, then yes, that means if person has at least a child. Greater than or equals to 1, then yes. Otherwise, the person does not have more than or equals to 1 child, then it doesn't have a child. No. So this is another way. I can write this formula like 5 different ways. It doesn't matter which operator you decide to use. Just write a good formula. I mean, just use them in a good way. Let's choose another way, right? What if I say, let's use less than or equals to, if total children is less than, let's just say if total children is less than 1. Yeah. If it is less than 1, that is, you have less than 1 child, you don't have a child now. So no. Otherwise, you have children. Yes, it is another way. So I've used less than, I've used equals to, I've used greater than or equals to. I can use less than or equals to. If you have less than or equal to, less than or equals to 0, you have no child. Less than or equals to 0, you have no child. Otherwise, you have children. So now, after this, now I can go back to my home tab, click on group by. So this time around, I can group by has children, yes. And I just want to do a count. And I want to call it number of customers, this name of column. And I just click OK. And it's just group it into 2 buckets. Yes, no. And if you see now, yes, it has now added together all those that have children, whether it is 1, whether it's 2, whether it's 4, 3, or 5. All of them are 9,243. And no is 1,038. So depending on what you are working on, this is not something you will usually like to do on Power Query. If you need to maybe bring out a kind of an insight from your data in this manner, most of the times you would want to do it with DAX. You will want to do it outside of Power Query. Yeah, because as it were, if I load my data now, let's load it. If I load my data now this way to the model, this is all the thing. This is all I'm going to say about customer lookup. All the address, first name, last name, everything will be gone. In fact, it's gone already. I can retrieve them, don't worry. But I'm saying that this is just the 2 lines or 3 lines that will be published to Power Query if you load it like this. Okay, it has loaded completely. If I click this now, see what I have. Customer lookup. See what I have. I'm not going to have more than that. right? So let's go back to our Power Query. Let's delete that step. So I'll just right click and click on Edit Query. So I'll delete this. So what I wanted to bring out is just to make us see how to write conditional columns. Let's do another one. So we have prices, right? Right. Product retail price. We have quite a number of them, and it's plenty.
Sorry, excuse me.
What if I want to create price buckets?
It's the conditional statement that we just did now. In my own conditional options, I don't have greater than or equals to. What I have is quite different
It's
in the
not
operator.
possible.
What I have is, if I click on if total children, I have equals, does not equals, begin with, does not begin with, end with, does not end with, contains, does not contains. There's nothing like greater. It's still the same.
Your total children is probably text. Check the file, check the data type.
Okay.
Escape that place, check the data type. It's most likely text. It is text that will give you those kind of operators.
The person one have to be looking at all this. Okay.
It's very important. Data type is very important. It's very, very important. All right, let's move. Now, we have price. What's the maximum price that we have here? What's the minimum? The minimum price is 0.5. Okay. And maximum is what? Maybe less than 10 naira, I think. 5 naira. Okay, 3.9 hits. 3.9. Good. So let us group our data. Let's group. Let's do something like this. Like anything that is priced between 0 naira and let's say 1 naira 50 kobo, right? Or better still, between let's say 0 and 1 naira 50 kobo or $1.5. I don't know which unit it is. So let's say they're low price, right? Anyone that is more than 1.5, let's say 1.51, right? More than that is anything more than 1.5. And it is less than or equal to, let's say to 2.5, yeah. Let's say medium or moderate. Moderately, right? It's okay. Then let's say anything more than 2.5. So let's 2.51 to let's say 3.5. 3.5. Let's call them high priced. Then anything more than 3.5. Let's say to better still, let's say anything greater than 3.5. Let's say this is premium. Let's call it premium. Premium goods. Let's do it this way. Let's just group. I just want to write conditional statements that would be more than just one line or two lines, right? So let's do it. So 0 to 1.5. So I'll come to hard column, product lookup, don't forget. Then I'll click on conditional column. And when I get there, I want to give it a name. Let's call it price category. I think that sounds okay. Price category. The column name is what? If column name, that's product retail price. If it is greater than or equal to 1.5. Then what? Then low price. Okay. Then let's add a clause. Click add clause. Else, if product retail price is greater than or equal to, next one should be 2.5, yeah? 2.5. Then we say this is what? High price. Else, if product retail price is greater than or equal to 3.5, you say this is, oh no, sorry. I think we gave high price to this one. So this one, let's call it moderate. This is what they use case to do in SQL. Case 1, case 2, case 3, case, use case statement to do this in SQL to create a column with conditions. So else, that if it is more than this, it is premium goods. And I'll click OK. And it has done it. If you want to confirm that what we did is correct, we can take the column somewhere beside product retail price. Now, if we filter only low price, oh, I think just low price and premium. Okay, let me check this. If I filter out only low price, low price is supposed to be 1.5. Something is wrong. So let me go back because I'm seeing 2.6 here, and that is not supposed to. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. If relative price is greater than or equals to 1.5, then low price. Else, if it is greater than or equals to 2.5. Oh, I see.
Condition supposed to be greater than.
Apologies, should be less than or equals to.
Less than, yes.
Thank you. Should be less than or equal to. Intelligent people here. Thank you. Thank you. So if I come back here now. Oh, okay. To be so if I filter low price now, you see everything is between 0 points. Everything is between 0 and 1.5. None of them is greater than 1.5 in short. None of them will be. If I filter my moderate price, I can load more. It should be just 4. If I filter out moderate price, you see it to be between 1.5 and 2.5. If I filter out high price, to be this. High price is 2.5 to 3.5. And if you filter out 3 premium goods, you see that there are prices that are more than 3.5. Yeah. That is it. That is it. So now after creating this, if you want to group, how many rows do we have here in all these data now? Let me remove the filter. I can count the rows. 1560. So I can say, okay, I want to know the number of rows that each of those categories have out of the 1560. So I can come to group by. So I want to group by price category that we just created, and I want to count rows, and I want to call it, let's just call the number of products, because each line in this particular table represents a different product. So The sum of it should give us 1,000 plus. See? High price is 416, low price is 417, premium grade is 145, this 552. We can sort this. We can sort ascending or descending. We can also sort by this. So let's sort descending. Let's see the biggest one on top. So moderate price is the highest. Low price is next. High price is next. Premium goods is the last. I think it's usually the last. I think moderate is usually the first. I don't know if that's the case in Nigeria, though, but premium is usually very small. So that is how to create conditional columns.
It's what you group by.
Pardon me?
What did you group
I
by?
grouped by price category. I grouped by the column we just created.
What's the count?
Count of what?
New column name. Okay, number of products.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like I said, well, depending on the type of data you are dealing with. So after having this, what if you want to create ID? Like maybe you want to create a serial number for each of these lines. You can come to hard column, then click on index column. One of the things we have not done is index column. Index column is used to create more like a serial number, a column that contains like serial number. And you can start from 0. You can start from 1. You can start from 5. You can start anywhere you want to start. So this is starting index. Perhaps you want to start from 1. I want to increase 1, 1. So it's just there 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you want to start from 5. I want to step 5, 5. So to be 5, 10, 15, 20. It's achievable. And you see that. Okay. So let's start from 1. Let's increase by 1. And let us click OK. I can move it to the beginning. And that is it. Although I'll delete all these steps. Right. So let's,
So,
yes, please.
thank God. Don't delete anything yet. Thank God this is coming up again. This is the question I wanted to ask. No, go back.
Okay. I've deleted it. You cannot undo when you delete a step.
Okay, let me share my own screen. Let
Please
me
go ahead.
show you. Okay. You see these price categories.
Okay.
Why can't we have it like low, moderate, high, and
You can
premium?
now. You are the one that created
Can
this
we
column.
arrange it? Can we arrange it to start with low, moderate, high, and premium? That's the question I wanted to ask initially, because we have numbers of children, those that have children, those that do not have children.
So you cannot, there are ways to arrange. You can usually arrange ascending or descending. So sorting is not usually, in Power Query, it's not usually by discretion. It's not usually by, okay, I want this one. You can arrange an alphabetical order. If you click the drop down, you see how you can sort. Can you click it? Usually you see sort A to Z, sort A to, you see sort ascending, sort descending. Can you see? On top, the first two stars on top. You can see sort ascending and you can see sort descending. So that will sort it in alphabetical order.
Okay.
So if you want it to be low, moderate, you can design the way you give it names. You don't that give these names. If you know there's a way you want it to follow each other, you can design it in that way, in a way that will favor it. For example, you can use numbers to do the notation. You can use other type of names that the arrangement on the English alphabet would favor the arrangement you want. You are the architect of this, right? And what I did on my own before I deleted, I sorted, but usually I like to sort from highest to lowest, or some people from lowest to highest. So I sorted by the numbers, that is, by the number of products that I have in front of them. Capish? All right, let's move on. You can stop sharing. Thank you. Any question? So that's index. I don't need index here, but I want to create index. I've already shown us. Duplicate column is you want to create a duplicate, right? Right now we don't need it. So I've created a duplicate of product brand now. I need to just bring it to the end. That is if you need a duplicate. Another thing we did not discuss is split columns. So instead of extracting, what if you want to split your full name into first name and last name? You want to split. It's not as if you want to extract a part of it. You want to split it into its component parts. You want to split it into its spare parts. So you can easily come here. Then split is not in add column. It is always in transform. I think it's also in home. Split, yeah, it's in home. It's in home as well. So you can come to transform, click on split column by delimiter. Delimiter between our first name and our last name is space. Is there already? Split at, is it leftmost delimiter, rightmost delimiter at each occurrence of the delimiter? I think in this case it's in the leftmost. And even if you click this, it will still work because in the full name example, we have only one delimiter. You have only one occurrence of that delimiter, which is space in that particular place. Then you can click on advanced options, split into columns. You have to split into rows, number of columns to split into, right? If I click this, quotes character or none, I'll click OK. I splitted it. Now I have my first name here, I have my last name here. So that is split. So extract is to extract a part of a text string. Once you extract, for example, you have your first name, middle name, and last name. You can say, okay, help me extract the first name, or help me extract the last name, or I want the middle name. Split. It can help you split a text into all the components depending on your preferences. All right. Right. So let's move on now. So let us download the file I gave us, the unpivot column file. Charles, I'll send it to you. So let's do unpivot. I've sent it. I've sent it to everyone. I can send it again to the group, right? I think some of us probably did not get it on. So I'll send it again. I'll send it to the group. Check the group. All these mistakes of mine, I can't replace it. Okay. Let me open the file first. Let's open the file. Let's see what it looks like. I have it. Is it in Power Query? Yes, this is the file on pivot data. It's not a CSV file. It's an Excel file. So don't try to import it with text or CSV. Okay, so for the sake of Joy, that was not around during the last class. So please, we're going to bring a file in now. So I think you can also look at it. So look at this now. You have a data with 4 columns. It has machine ID, it has flat edge, it has sharp point, it has tapered metal. I can get the sum of these 4. Columns separately. This one is 2,952,000. This one is 2,329,000. This one is what? 4 million plus. I can get the sum of the 3. $10 million. Is it up to that? 2,923,4,9. Yes, it's up to that. So everything is 10 million plus. Everything. Do cancel. Everything is 10 million plus. So what is happening here is like this. Anytime you are doing an analysis, this is a pivoted data. Let me explain. This is a pivoted. This is a pivoted data. This data is pivoted. What does it mean? It's a data that is grouped. It has been grouped into different categories. But when you are doing your analysis, at the data cleaning stage, your data should be ungrouped. Or we say it should be unpivoted. We don't want the data to be pivoted. So this is the machine ID, or let's call it, this is the sales rep. For example, you have a company that has sales rep making sales. So all the values you have, we call it the amount of sales. These are the amount of sales. This is what they sold. This is the money they made. Okay, so this is the products they are selling. So let's say this is orange, for example. I think we can relate to that better. This is pineapple, and this is watermelon. Right? We have 3 different products they are selling. So sales rep 3062030, perhaps, let's say this is Charles. So Charles sold 3,666 oranges, not units, naira. It can be units as well. He sold 4,421 pineapple. He sold 4,736 watermelon. Same thing with this one now. Let's say this is Olumide. Another sales rep sold 3,999, 4,476, and 2,9,347. This is pivoted, but we don't usually want a pivoted data. Is it possible we have a table that shows us the sales rep, shows us the product just in one column, and shows us the amount, instead of categorizing the amount into 3, splitting up the amount into 3? Can we have the amount in just one column? And it doesn't have to be amount, it can also be quantity. Can we have data presented in a way that all the quantity is presented in just one column, or dates is presented in just one column? Is it possible we have that? That is what unpivoting is about. So when you have your data presented in a grouped format, you want to unpivot it, or in other words, you want to ungroup it. This spelling for group get as it be. You want to ungroup it so that all the quantities can be on just one column. So when you ungroup data, you're going to have two additional columns. You're going to have attribute column and you're going to have what's it called? So let me call this again, attribute and values. So let's say this is 2031 and let's say this is 2033. I don't know. So let me just return it back to what it was. Let me delete this. This should be pivoted. So let me delete this one right here. Okay, I'll save this. So because I've edited my table might be a little bit different from yours, but it's okay. It's no problem. So let's go back to our Power Query or Power BI, anyone that is open. Click on new source. This one I want an Excel workbook. It is not text or CSV because the file I'm bringing in is not a text file. All right, so I will come here inside my Power Query here. This is on pivot data. This is a file I sent to you. All right. So I have this is table. Don't forget the name of the table is actually pivoted. Is it still here? I've closed it. So I will check this. So this is the data. The name has changed because I changed it. Okay. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. This room will be up to 22 days old. Okay, let's refresh. All right. So I want to unpivot this. I want orange, pineapple, watermelon, all these their values. I want them to be on one column.
When you were importing the data, you only selected the pivoted. The other options there, are we not to select them?
No.
Because I have prod, I have trans, I have sheet 1 and sheet 2.
Select pivoted, that's what you are bringing in.
Okay.
Okay, so there are two ways you can do your pivot. Number one, and the most tedious way, select all the three columns. Then inside your transform tab, click on pivot columns. The three columns will disappear. Then you're going to have two columns created. One of them will be attribute, the other one will be value. So the attribute now can see is the name of the product. So I can name this products. And I can name this income. I told you under them is income we have. So my name is income. Or if it is not income, you have it is quantity, you can name it quantity. Or anything you have, you can name it as such. So it has been unpivoted. So these are non-pivoted data. So the beauty of this now is all of these now are on one column. All of them are on a single column. That's what we want. We want all their values to be on a single column. Then we want an attribute column that will tell us what each of the value represents. So if you check the number of rows you have here, it's possible it has tripled. This is 1,302. If I open the data, that's pivoted guy, where is it? If I check the number of rows here, this is 433 times 3, 1299. So that's tripled, 1299.
Are we to also change the header before we import? Or
no, it's okay. It's just a concept. We don't even need this table and this model. I'm just trying to explain a concept.
Okay.
The header doesn't matter right now because we don't even need this for our analysis. But the table I need for my analysis does not contain the data that needs to be pivoted. But I want to explain this concept so that in case we encounter it in some other situations, we will know how to handle it. We even know when it is necessary. When do we need to unpivot? When does unpivoting becomes necessary? That's the first thing. And when it becomes necessary, then how do you do it? How do you make it happen? Right. So I can also delete this. I want to delete the unpivoting too. So the other way, you know what I did that time? I highlighted the columns that I want to unpivot. And then I clicked transform and I went to unpivot columns. Another way to do it is to click the columns you don't want to unpivot. The first way, you click the columns you want to unpivot. The second way, you click the columns that you don't want to unpivot. Then you now go to, you click this drop down, then click on unpivot other columns. This looks simpler and it looks better. Then I can name this. These are the products, or you can make goods, depending on what you are doing. Then maybe this is quantity or value or amount. Right. So that's just some people. It will never be more than that. Okay. Last thing before we go today, let's merge queries. Let's observe our query. Look at it. I have transaction data here. All I have here is just product ID. I have customer ID. I have store ID. Look at product ID, for example. I have quantity here. And that's all I have for all my transactions. What if I want to know the price of the product that was sold on each line? And I want to know the name of the product that was sold. Don't forget, all these things I mentioned, they are not on this particular table. They are here. They are in product lookup. Right? This is product ID. Thankfully, there's also product ID inside our transactions table. There's product ID inside our transactions table. This is it. And this is product lookup. So I can check for a product ID and I'll see the brand. I'll see the product name. I'll see the SKU, that's stock keeping unit. I'll see the retail price. I'll see the price category. I will see the product cost, the product weight, whether it's recyclable or whether it has low fat. I can see all the details when I come to this table. So what I'm saying is, what if I now want to bring a table, I mean a column or more, or one column, two or more from this table, and I want to bring them to this table by the virtue of the product ID? How will I achieve it? That is what merge queries, that's what it does. Okay. In Excel, we do it with VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, match, and index. So if I click on merge queries, I can, two ways, just like append, I can either merge queries or merge it as new. If I click on merge queries, I will be modifying the existing query. If I click on merge query as new, I will be creating a new query. It's just like transform and add column. Transform will do the job, but it will replace the old column. Add column will also do the job, but it's not going to replace the old column. You are going to be creating a brand new one. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do it as a new query. Let's do it as existing query. So let me just click merge query. What I want to merge this with, let's say I want to merge it with product lookup. So after you have brought in the two tables, you're going to click the two columns that are affected, the two columns that relate, the two columns that relate the two tables that is common to the two table, right? After clicking it, you can put your eyes here. You see the selection matches 539,440 or 539,440 rows of the table. You can click on type of join here, whether I want to do left join, whether I want to do right join, whether I want to do inner join, I want to do outer join, left anti or right anti. The differences are here. If you do left join, you are going to have everything from the first table and it's going to match it with everything from the second. That's what you want. Right. So I click OK. And it has done it. So product lookup table has now been imported here. I can click on this to bring the columns that I want to see here. Let me uncheck this. That is, I don't want to see the name of the column, the name of the table as prefix. Then I don't want the product address to be repeated. It's already on the existing column here. And I'll click OK. And if you notice now, after this quantity now, every column that is in product lookup will now be here. See, I now have product brand, product name, product SKU, product retail price, price category, product cost, product weight, recyclable, low fat, discount retail price. Everything has been brought to our transactions table. But what I said, I only want to see the product price and the product name. So in that case, you can exclude the rest. You can just click the product price and the product name. So just uncheck everything, then select retail price and product name and click OK. And we are fine. So this is a product name and this is a product price. So if I want to calculate the amount of money that was made from each of the transactions now, it's possible because I have quantity and I have price. So I can, easily go to add column, add custom column. I'll just multiply quantity by price. So let's call it sales amount. I'll come here, I'll multiply quantity. I'll just double click on quantity. I'll put asterisk and I will double click on price. And I'll click OK. And if you notice now, see what I have. This is 10.6. This is 5 times 2.12 give us 10.6. All right. This is 2.2 times 3. 2.2 times 3 give us 6.6. So that is it. So that is how to join. So in Microsoft Excel, the way you want to do it in your orthodox Microsoft Excel is by using VLOOKUP. So essentially, this merging tables just replaced VLOOKUP. That's what happened. Okay. Any questions? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Is it clear? Is there a part you would like me to explain?
Can you repeat this process? The merge process.
Of course. Of course. Let me explain. Let me take us out of Power BI. Let's explain what you can see. Let's explain with small data. You have a table here. Let's call it training participant. Training participant. I have Charles. I have Olumide. I have Omowumi. I have Theo. I have Joy. I have Coyote. Who is there again? Ayas was here. Okay, let me leave it. Let's say I have their age here. Okay, Maria was here. I don't know if she's still here. Maria, are you there? She has left. Then
I'm here.
22, 25, 20, 21. All of us are pretty young. All of us are young. 20. That is not younger. He's young. He's young. He's young. So let's give it 39. Ayaz is sweet 16. Maria is sweet 17. Then I have another table. So let me sort this so that they are not in the same order. Good. So let's say here I have gender. Hayas is female, Charles is male, Joy is female, Carrie is male, Maria is female, Mile is male, Omawumi is female, Theo. Very good mention. Okay. Now you have two different tables. Same people. This is table 1. This is table 2. Right? You want to bring, there's something common to the two of them, that is training participants. Same thing. You want to bring the values that you have here, this gender that you have here, you want to import it to this place. How will you do it? You can do VLOOKUP normally. I can do gender. I just say equals VLOOKUP. I'll look for the name. I will select my table, comma 2, comma 0, enter. It will bring the gender. Right. So that's why I say merge replaced VLOOKUP in your orthodox Excel. But now there's no VLOOKUP in Power Query. But even though there's no VLOOKUP, there's not another way you can use to merge two tables together, to bring value in one table and match it to and put in the corresponding place in the other table. This is what I'm saying. I need gender here. This merge guy will go and this is Charles. Look for Charles here. Charles will tell me it's male, and it will put male here. He's looking for Olumide, look at here. Look at it, it's male, and it will put male here. Omawumi is female or male? Okay, female. It's will put it here. That's what merge does. That's what it does. That's what merge does. That's what merge does basically. Let's bring these two small tables. Let's bring them in. So then let's bother. Should we bother? Let's bother. So let me go to Power Query. Let me go home. Enter data. Let me create a table in Power Query. You can do this too. You can actually do copy and paste in Power Query too. So I will just click on the header and I'll put Ctrl V. So let me just call this table 1, right? And I'll click OK. Then I'll come here. This is my table 2. This one is downloading, I think. It's not. Okay, that's the first one. So let's do this. Let me bring in the second one. So I'll click this, Ctrl V, click OK. Right. Oh, I didn't rename it. It's okay. Okay, so this is called table. So I like to call this table 2. Okay. Is it done? So I can click on from home. I can click on merge queries. Let's merge as new. So let's say I want to merge. It doesn't matter anyway. At least for now, all of them contain the same name. I want to merge my table 1 and my table 2. I want to do left after join. I'll select the column that is common to the two of them, and I'll click OK. It will bring the name of this is the table 1 that I have originally. I'm joining table 2 to it. I'll click on expand or combine. If you click this, that is want to use the original column name as prefix, then the training participants can also be there. So I'll click OK. So in this case, if you look at the training participant is now repeated. I have Charles, Ayas, then if you look at the name of the participant, it has prefix table 2. The gender also has prefix table 2. That is, these items, they are from the second table. I don't want that, right? So I can edit it. So I would say I don't want any prefix. I delete it. And I don't want 20% to be repeated. I just want the gender to be brought. And I'll click OK. And I now have the gender. Are you see? Huh? Don't worry, I'll send our assignment. By God's grace. I shouldn't sleep tonight until I've sent out all the assignments. I'll try as much as possible. Hopefully nobody will knock on my door. Hopefully nobody will knock on my door that I owe them a class. If nobody knocks, I'll send our assignments. Either way, whether I like it or not, I'll send the assignment. The assignment, I believe, will engage us and it will help us to look at the concepts better.
And also help us to send the video early.
Who is that? Who mentioned it? Who said it? I'll send it.
You just send the 2 videos.
It's early. A promise.
The 2, the Excel and the
promise. I'll send it today. Today. I'll send it today.
Okay,
usually, the secret is usually I like to upload to YouTube and share the YouTube link.
No, I prefer that also. I prefer the YouTube.
You see now? It's better, but YouTube is not cheap for me. So I like to get a place I can get better data. I mean, if I upload all the classes I had this weekend, yesterday I had like 10 hours classes. if I upload all the classes I had this weekend, no jokes, I would not need less than 15 gig of data. Yeah, because I will first download it from my Google Drive, then I will upload it to YouTube. One Excel class alone is like 2 gig. Download 1 gig, upload 1 gig. The other Excel class, download 1 gig, upload 1 gig. That's 4 gig. This class, download 1 gig, upload 1 gig. That's 6 gig. Then there was an Power BI class last night. There's another one this night. That's another 2 gig. That's 8 gig. So,
are we not doing the same thing? Are we not doing the same
thing? Same thing. Yes.
Yeah. Why did you pick the comprehensive one?
It's for convenience. So. Okay, instead of uploading everything, some people prefer to watch the video that they participated in.
Okay.
Because there's a footprint in the mind already. The way I was talking, the way we moved from one thing to another. When you watch this particular class, it tends to work better for you than watch a class you did not attend.
Okay.
And really, no, if you notice, I did not upload all the classes to YouTube. Even for last week, everything was not, but everything is on Google Drive. And I gave all of us the link to that folder. So as you have now, you have access to all the Power BI classes, whether the one you attend or the one you did not attend. All of them are there. You can pick any one and watch. That is on the Google Drive. But on YouTube, it's just what I do for YouTube. I look at the selected class. I look at the class I was probably most engaging, where there are probably more questions. I try to upload the best class on YouTube for everybody to see. But if you want our particular class, kind of, I still have it on in the drive. Everything is in the drive. Everything is in the drive.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for coming to class. It's not easy. It's been 3 hours. Come on. It's no jokes. Thank you. Really, I'm grateful. Trust me, it's a process. It's a process. All the concepts that I'm teaching, I didn't learn them in a day. I learned them over time. What is important right now is get the principle and lay your hands on projects. When I give assignment, do it. If you don't understand, meet me Nicodemusly in my DM, ask me questions. Right? Please. When I see my training participants getting it right, it gives me more joy than the training fee. Trust me, I'm honest with you. It gives me more joy than, I like a lot. I like the sound of credit a lot. It gives me joy. But I'm saying that what gives me better joy is when I see you getting value for what you paid for and you knowing it, not like just learned it, knowing it and doing it. It gives me better joy. Trust me. When I see you putting me on my toes, right? Like when I see you challenging what I'm teaching, big guy, when are we going to do this? When you move ahead of the class, are we not going to do this part? You taught us this, you did not touch this. I like it. Honestly, I like it. Right? When I give you jollof rice, I say, guy, where is the plantain? Where is the man on top of this thing? Is this all you want to serve? You don't understand. When you consume everything I have to offer and you're not satisfied, you ask for more. I'm pleased. I'm most pleased. But when I serve jollof rice and plantain, and you hit jollof rice and you leave the plantain, you are already satisfied. I don't like it. It doesn't give me joy. Trust me. So thank you very much, everyone. Like I said, I'm going to send our assignment. Everybody will receive it. If possible, I'll send it to our emails directly. If you think I don't have your email, drop it in my email. But I don't think there's anybody that don't have their email. So I'll send it to our mailboxes. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate. Have a nice week. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Good night.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, boss.
Thank you.